Clean, couple bumps and bruises, but nothing crazy. Had a good set of meetings today. They were on the details. It was good energy, good attention to detail and focus, and on to New York Jets. Obviously, you guys saw the news. Added Baron Browning from Denver, edge player. Don't know him personally. I did a lot of work on him when he came out. Really liked the character and the seriousness of the guy, and a really good, well-rounded player. So we'll get him in here and try to get him going.
You say well-rounded. Does that mean he fits in kind of the versatility?
He does. Yeah, he does. Yeah, when Denver drafted him, that was for Vic. They played him at inside, and then he played outside as well a little bit. He's been playing outside since Coach Payton took over. But, yeah, I like the versatility. He plays with a high motor. He's got some pop and some twitch to him, some violence. So good addition by Monty.
Are you aware if there's any scheme familiarity with where he was to here?
I'm sure the language will be a lot different for him, but set an edge, rush, a little bit of coverage. It's not crazy for us, but it'll take him some time.
Good timing though with just one game, then you get the bye week.
Yeah, I mean Rob will be working overtime here the next month. Sorry, Holly.
I mean, you guys already have one guy like that in Xavier who converted from inside to edge. What is the benefit in now adding a second guy with that versatility?
Yeah, I think just some pieces for us, versatility. See, what Mac has done since he's been here has really made us, I think, a little more versatile. You could talk to offenses, but I would assume it's harder for those guys to prepare because you don't know what structures we're going to be in. But he fits kind of that mold. So we like versatile people, and he's had some good production, and again, the character checked out. So that's a huge thing for us.
Well, did you talk about the defense's ability to keep the Bears out of the end zone yesterday?
Yeah, huge. One of the reasons we won the game, But, I think that how many times they got down there. But, I think, what goes into that is getting off on third down, third and fourth down. But, red zone plan, you got to – those are huge 4-point plays. And you can keep the score down doing that. So every week it'll be a new challenge, different scheme, different players, different calls for us, but they're executing at a high level.
Xavier Thomas was able to get a home a few times. What have you seen from his development, starting in the preseason where it really seemed like he started to flash, and he even said yesterday that there is a big difference between the competition, the preseason versus the regular season? Yeah, there is. What I'm most proud about him is he's taken steps every week to be a better pro, what that looks like. And not that he was a bad pro, but he's just learning, it's time on the job. He's learning, what he has to do with his 5 buckets, how he has to prepare, how he has to practice. He's doing a good job.
Speaking of rookies, Tip continues to play a lot of reps, and you're not going to notice him a lot because they're not going to be catches and stuff, but his development, how crucial has that been to this offense and finding that piece? Because obviously you're playing him a lot. So
huge. I mean, he's a starter, and he's played a lot of snaps for us and playing at a high level. I think Ben does a great job with him. Whip, they do a good job with him, and he continues to improve his game. But, I love about the guy, I mean, he plays with his hair on fire. He's violent. Anytime a back gets on the ground, he goes and picks up the back. Like, it's good ball. You know what I mean? The guy cares. He's got a lot of attention to detail. He cares about his craft, works on his game extra, lifts extra, meets extra. He's doing a good job.
You note stuff like you just said when a back's down, you pick him up. It feels like you note that quite a bit. When you're watching film or when you're watching practice or whatever, are you filing that stuff away because it's how important it is to you?
Yeah, we have a standard of how we want to do things here, and it's important to me, and then it's important to the coaches and the players, What you emphasize is what you normally get. That was actually a winning edge. We wanted a bunch of pickups, 20-plus pickups, which you guys are probably like, why would that be, a winning edge, right? It speaks to the effort and our mode of play. So that can be demoralizing to another team when they see that. And, I thought we did a good job with it yesterday.
Coach, 6 sacks by the defense, 16 different guys with pressure on the quarterback and Williams. What do you attribute that to?
Good plan by Nick and a lot of execution by the players. Players game, man, they make plays. They've won a bunch of one-on-ones. They worked well together. They rushed well together. It's not just a bunch of guys, 4 or 5 guys or 3 guys or 6 guys doing their own thing. It was coordinated well, and they have to go out and execute and win, and that's what they did.
What does it mean that this team's been able to win lately when things aren't going 100% all the time? Everything, either one unit's not playing as it wants to or whatnot, like things are going just great.
I mean, off the top of my head, I think all 3 phases have done enough to win each game, that we've won. So, and that kind of goes into, playing complementary football, whatever you have it. But I think our guys are understanding the value of every snap and how important it is to execute at a high level and then collectively play how we want to play. And they've bought into that, and they're doing it.
Offensively, you guys are 13 for 13 on goal possessions. You're the only team, I think, in the NFL with that stat. What do you attribute that to?
Probably the players. Good plan, and then the players executing. What goes unnoticed a little bit is a quarterback. And you'd say, well, no, he doesn't. He's your franchise quarterback. He does a lot before the ball is snapped to make sure that we're in the right stuff. And that's a huge critical component of, red zone being one of the areas that he's doing a lot for us right now that gets us in some good plays, that you can set yourself up to have some success. So I think his ability to see and understand and operate is getting our offense with, the trump card in hand before the play starts. And then they have a say too. But I think he's doing an excellent job with that. And then, what we've shown is we have a lot of different play types down there, so it's kind of hard to defend, so they're doing a good job.
You've talked a lot about the pieces of special teams, like the last few weeks. Chad obviously has come in. But how do you assess the overall impact of your special teams and what they've meant to you?
Huge, yeah. I mean, I think we're one of the best special teams units in the league, all four of those phases. And I think it starts obviously with Jeff and Sam. They're detailed out and they coach them hard. We put a lot of emphasis into it, and our guys take to it. They know the impact that they can have on teams, to generate explosives, to score points, to field position battle, to not foul. I mean, all those things go into playing really good, clean football in that phase, and that's a huge piece of why we win games.
Speaking of clean football, only 2 penalties this last game. Just how proud are you of them just to play clean football?
Yeah, I am. Let's not talk about it because after the last time we talked about it, the crew got flag happy in Green Bay. But no, I think it's a good job of the coaches and our players. It's we educate them, they understand, and I think it starts with really how we practice. Like we practice, for the most part, the right way. You practice, you play how you practice. So we try not to foul and hold and illegal, all the things that go into that. But they understand the value of penalties. We show them every week, oh, hey, here's a 3rd down conversion. No, it's not because you're illegal formation. Oh, here's the value of a 3rd down takeaway on defense. No, it's not because you rerouted them at 6 yards, not 4. Like they understand that. So not to say it's always going to be clean, and I know there's bang penalties, which I don't really lose my mind over those. I lose my mind over decision making, and especially pre-snap penalties. Those are the ones I think that you can control because it's not another human making the judgment. The things that we can control, you have to do a good job of controlling them.
Did you guys have to go back and address that after the Green Bay game in a different way?
We address it every week.
With the pass rush, there was a stretch in the second half where there were sacks on 3 consecutive plays. How much does it help when you're stopping the run and you build a lead, and that helps the pass rush?
Huge, because at some point they start playing left-handed, where the score gets, how many possessions you think are left in the game, the time on the clock. you start to defend a little bit differently, and when you can defend differently, you can have some success. So I think that that kind of went into that, Howard. And again, the three plays you're talking about, 2 out of the 3 off the top of my head, I mean, big time rushes and big time coverage. So, those two go hand in hand. You got guys winning that are rushing. You got guys winning that are covering. There's nowhere to go with the ball, and the rush is caving in. What do you think's going to happen? So they were all 11 did a good job.
Tyler's pre-snap operation, from your experience and where you've been in the past, do you guys give him more than other teams give quarterbacks, you think?
In the past, I can't speak on the past because I wasn't worried about the offense. Here I am. Worry's not the right word. I wasn't concerned about the offense. Here I'm concerned about the offense. I just understand how we want to play, and we have a really smart guy that can handle it, so we use that piece of his game as his brain, and he handles it extremely well.
What is it about his football IQ or intelligence?
It's up there. He has better IQ than I do. You know what I mean? So it's up there. Not to say that that's out of hubris. It's not that I have a high IQ. He's very smart. You know what I mean? He understands the game. He understands what defenses are trying to do. He understands the why behind, hey, versus this, let's get in this. Versus this, let's get in this. If you see this, you can get to this. But we practice that way, and he executes it at a high level.
We know you said that with Darius, it's one day at a time, and we know there was the personal stuff, but can you give us any clarity on just even getting him on the field just to practice?
Can't yet right now, Howard. Yeah, it's one day at a time for us. He's feeling better. Okay, thank you, guys.
See you Wednesday.